guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then my name is Aisha. Welcome. So in my last video I created this really bold, colourful summer makeup look, and today I wanted to do something a bit more natural. So this makeup look is going to be something very easy, very quick, very simple, and I hope that you guys are going to like it. It's going to be the most natural makeup look of my channel because up to this point I've only done super dramatic, bold, colourful looks, but I'm quite excited because I feel like in summer you want something quite light, quite fresh, quite glowy and quite natural for everyday wear anyway. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve that really nice fresh summer look today, and there's also going to be a cheeky fluffy brow tutorial in there as well. So before we begin, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below and ring the notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload, and we are going to get straight on into the video. Lately I have been really loving a fluffy brow, so I'm going to show you guys how I usually achieve that. My favorite brow brush in the entire world is the Anastasia No. 7 brow brush. It's a double-sided brush with a little angle tip and a spoolie on this end. Sometimes I do go in with soap because I feel like that really makes the eyebrow hairs stand up and look super fluffy, and it really sticks them in place all day. The only problem is sometimes it can get a little flaky or crusty, and we do not want that. So first, I've got no product or anything in my brows or on the brush, so I'm just gonna brush my brows up into place, and I want all the hairs to go in the same direction, so I really work them upwards. Then when I'm happy with the kind of shape, I like to take a setting spray and spray my spoolie. This one is the Glam Glow Setter. It's so nice, and I'm just going to run this through my brows. And now to really stick them in place, I'm actually going to take a hair gel. This one is the L'Oreal Studio Line Fix and Force Gel, and it's a No. 6 hold. I don't know, it's just a clear hair gel. You can get any one you want. I really like this one because it doesn't get crusty or crispy or flake off, and it's transparent so you really can't see it in your brows. And I'm just running this through the brows, doing the same motions with the spoolie, and this is gonna stick them down. And then I like to take a cotton bud and just remove any excess gel that I might have got onto my skin. For now, I'm just going to leave the eyebrows there because I want to wait for the gel to really dry down before I go in with a brow pencil later. So now we're going to move on to the face. And in summer, I do like to prime my face because I want a primer on there just so that any makeup I put on top really sticks to my skin. And the one I've been loving recently is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I did use this in my last video. It's really good for a natural look, but it's even a really good base for a full coverage foundation if that's also what you're going for. So I did say in my previous video why I really like this, and that is because it has a tacky finish, so anything I put on top really does stick to it, and this makes sure that my makeup does not slip and slide around throughout the day, especially in summer. You know, when you're really sweaty, you don't want your makeup just like melting off. So this is a really good primer for the summer months, and it also leaves a little bit of a glow and really hydrates the skin. I forgot to say that I did apply an SPF before starting this video, just over my moisturizer. Obviously an SPF is very important because you don't want to damage your skin in the sun, and you really want to protect your skin. Right, usually in the summer, if it's super hot and super humid, or I'm on holiday or something like that, then I don't like to wear a full face of foundation. I mean, some days I do because I really love a full face glam makeup look. But if I'm just feeling lazy, or if it's really humid and I just want to go out the house, run some errands, or if I'm like out on holiday and I want to go for drinks or something, then I usually won't wear a full face of foundation, and I just usually go in with a concealer. So the one I really like in the summer months is the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. I've actually not heard that many people speaking about this. I know that a lot of people love the True Match foundation, but this has a similar finish. It's very lightweight and very dewy and skin-like, but it also does have good coverage. So if you've got a lot of redness like I do, then I think this would work for you. The one that I'm going to use is in the shade 3N Creamy Beige, and I like it because it's got a very neutral undertone. So I'm going to apply this basically all over the face as if it was a foundation, but I don't want to apply too much. I like to go over the eyelids because I have a lot of veins on there. It's gonna look a lot, but then when you blend it out, it does look quite natural. And I like to do some stripes on my cheeks, and I like to let that sit a little bit on the skin before blending it out, because I feel like if you blend it out when it's a little bit dry, it does give more coverage. So my beauty blender is damp. Make sure your beauty blender is always damp. And I also like to take the Glam Glow Setting Spray, the one that I used before, because this is a very glowy setting spray, and in the summer months I like to be dewy. Even though I do have oily skin, I like a dewy finish. And I just like to spray that on my beauty blender just a little bit. And now I'm going to just start blending out that concealer. So it has good coverage. I'd say that it's a medium coverage, so you can still see some redness or freckles or whatever you have got going on your skin underneath, but it just really smooths out the skin and makes it look a lot more flawless but still skin-like. Very light and fresh and pretty. Here is a close-up of my skin. It looks quite dewy. I'm then going to set my T-zone with a powder because, as I said before, I am oily. So if I don't set my makeup into place, it will move around no matter what product I use. So I'm going for a powder that's very light with not much coverage at all. You could use a translucent powder just to set everything in place as well. But this is the one I've been loving recently, and it's the Primark My Perfect Color Loose Mineral Powder. This one is in the shade Nude 05, so it is tinted. But yeah, it doesn't add any coverage. It's just nice to set things in place. So I like to set the center of my forehead because I want to be dewy on the cheeks and the nose, but I don't want to be shiny in the middle of the forehead because that's when the makeup can start to look oily rather than dewy, and we don't want that. So I always set the forehead, and I always set under my eyes because I have really wrinkly under eyes and my concealer will crease if it goes into those little wrinkles. And I also like to set my eyelids just to prepare for the eyeshadow that I'm going to be putting down, which is not going to be much at all. We're going to go for a very simple eye look today for once in my entire life. And I also like to set the smile lines and moustache. Don't want to be putting too much powder on because that can look very dry, but that's literally it for powder. So I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer now. I'm going to contour my cheekbones a tiny bit. I'm using the KVD Beauty Shade and Light Contour Palette, and I like to take this shade here, which is quite warm, but it's still a good contour color. And I just want to use this to bring some dimension into the face. So I'm putting it very far back under the cheekbone. That looks intense on camera, but I promise in real life it's not that intense. And I also like to bring that under the jawline, and then I'm just going to go over that contour with my beauty sponge with no extra product on it, and that will just melt the contour into my skin and make it look a lot more natural and skin-like and less powdery. And now we're going to bronze the skin a little bit because obviously we want to be looking bronzed in the summertime. And I'm going to use the PS Bronze Glow. This is from Primark, and it's a matte bronzing powder. It's got quite a warm caramelly undertone. I think that's how you would describe it. I'm so bad at describing colours, sorry about that. And I'm actually going to take a really big powder brush. This is the Sigma Large Powder F20. And I'm going to put that where I would usually put a blush. So actually on the apples of the cheeks and a bit higher up than the contour. That looks a bit too intense. So I'm just going over it with my beauty sponge. Then I'm going to go in with blush, and in the summer you like to use something quite bright, quite pinky or peachy. So the one I'm going to use today is the Clinique Clear Cheek Pop blush. This one is in 01 Ginger Pop, and it's a really cute bright colour. It does have a little bit of a coral undertone to it, and it has a tiny bit of a glow, which I like in the summer. I usually like a matte blush or the rest of the year, but in the summer we can get away with a glowy blush. And I like to put it on the bridge of the nose to give that almost sunburn kind of look. Oh, and I forgot, I'm just going to take a little bit of contour down the sides of my nose. Just a teeny tiny bit. Now we're just going to add some highlighter. My favourite one is the Oprah one in Rodeo Drive, and mine is broken, so I'm so upset about that, but I'm still going to use it. It's got a gold undertone, and I really like a golden highlighter in the summer. So I'm going to put this on the high points of the cheeks. I like this because it's very wet looking and it's very fine, so you cannot see any glitter particles in there. Very, very reflective. I'm doing a kind of C shape, and I like to also bring it onto the brow bone slightly, and also on the inner corners of the eyes. Now I'm just going to spray my whole face so that all the powders really sink and melt into the skin and we do not have a powdery finish. I used to be really against setting sprays, not against them, but I used to think that they were useless, but they really do transform your makeup. If you put too much powder on, it like almost transforms your makeup and makes it look like you've only used cream products. I'm super glowy right now. The eyes, we're going to do something very simple. I'm taking the same bronzer that I used on my face, and I'm using a very fluffy brush. This is the 228 Luxe Crease by Zoeva, and I'm just going to put this all over the lid and blend it out really softly. It just adds a little bit of definition to the eyelids, but still looks very natural and effortless. And I also like to run that along the lower lash line as well. Then I just want to add a little bit of shimmer onto the lids. I would have used my Ofra highlighter if it was not broken, because it's just a really nice golden bronze tone. But I'm going to take this one. This is from the Juvia's Place Nudes palette, the mini nudes palette. And I'm literally just going to take this on my finger and just place that onto the lid just to add a little bit of brightness. And that is basically it for the eyes. I'm going to add some mascara because you cannot go without mascara. And for once, I'm not going to apply falsies, and I'm pretty happy about that because I hate applying falsies. The process is just so long. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. It's my holy grail. I really do love it. And it's also drugstore. A lot of the products I use today are pretty affordable. So well done, Aisha. That is the eyes all done, and now I'm just gonna fill in my brows quickly. I'm using the P. Louise brow pencil. This one is in the shade Hazelnut Latte. I just like to define the inner portion of the brow because that's where my brows are a little bit more sparse, and I like to draw very thin hair-like strokes, and I like to define a little bit underneath. I am not the queen of brows. They always come out way bolder than I want them to be, but we're gonna work with it. And then I'm just gonna go over that with my P. Louise brow gel, again in the shade Hazelnut Latte. I feel like when you put the brow pencil in, they do look a bit faker, but this brow gel is amazing. It really just brings them back to life. It just makes them look so much hairier and so much fluffier. The last thing to do is lips, and I like a brownie nude in summer and probably all year round, to be honest, but I'm gonna use the Primark lip liner in Toast, and I'm just using this to line the lips. And then on the center, I'm taking the MAC lipstick in Peach Stock, and this is a very nude shade, almost like foundation lips, if you will. And then I like to blend everything in using my fingers. I don't actually own a nude gloss, so I'm taking some Carmex. This is transparent and it really gives a glossy finish. I love it, and I'm just putting that on the very center. And that is basically it, guys. We are already done. It was very simple. Obviously, I was talking a lot, so it probably seemed like this took me a very long time. If I had not been talking, it would not have taken me long at all. I think the skin is very, very dewy. Obviously, you can tone it down a little bit if this is not natural enough for you, but I can't believe we have no foundation on, and so it doesn't feel like I have loads of makeup on my skin. And you know, even if you get sweaty throughout the day, just embrace it, you know. I quite like that sweaty look, if I'm honest. I even like an oily look, maybe not in the T-zone, but when my natural oils start to come through, I actually prefer my makeup. I don't know if I'm the only one in the world that likes that, but you know, the eye look is very, very simple. Definitely the most natural look I've done on my channel. So I hope you liked it. If you do want more natural makeup tutorials in the future, then do let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below. And I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye.